In this short video, I will demonstrate some patterns in FMV game design that can be useful for designing games using volumetric video, using examples from VVV's own game prototype as the end drew near. Active gaze. The active gaze pattern is when a game turns looking into a mechanic. In traditional FMV games, this is sometimes implemented using, for example, an eye icon that's dragged onto an object and that then triggers a video. In VR, this is a common mechanic that often uses a raycast to create an eye-line match between the player and in-game objects, so you select them by looking at them for a period of time. In As the End Drew Near, when you look at characters, they then speak. Avert your eyes. The Avert Your Eyes pattern is a design solution to the challenge of having volumetric characters look players in the eyes. In traditional FMV games, staged social interactions between characters and players are common, and benefit from the ease with which you can fix a viewing position so that a character appears to meet your gaze. Volumetric videos are often placed in more dynamic contexts where the player has more freedom of movement, and this makes it difficult to recreate the same social gaze. In As the End Drew Near, characters avoid looking at players directly, as we establish that the player character and the game characters are actually not coexisting at the same time. The game characters also engage in social dynamics where they are not expected to look you in the eyes, like looking into a fire or looking at each other. Mediate. The Mediate pattern takes the video character and situates it in-game as, well, being recorded. This sets the player's expectations as to how they can interact with this recording and how it behaves. In FMV games, it could be that players encounter the character on a videotape, or, in a more metaphoric way, that the character is a memory or echo that acts like a recording. In As the End Drew Near, players interact with a memory of a past event, not the event directly. This memory even glitches like a recording, and it can be rewound. Perform and activate. In the Perform and Activate pattern, the designer sets up a task or series of tasks for players to complete. Once this activity is complete, a video is finally triggered, completing the sequence. In As the End Drew Near, players use a monitoring device to search for different channels of a given memory. Players must hold down a button on the controller and move their controller through 3D space. Once they find the correct hotspot, they let go of the button, and the channel they have discovered begins to play. Although it was not used in As the End Drew Near, a variation of Perform and Activate is Mirror Match. With this pattern, players are engaged in some action at the same time a video is playing, usually matching their action to some kind of pattern in the video. This pattern is also a common way of interacting with pre-recorded audio. A really good example is beat matching in a music game.